I spin around. About 5 meters away is the figure of a young girl. Her hair is hanging loose and her skin is pale, but her eyes are very much alive. Adelaide! Gavin doesn't say anything, but his sword is already drawn. Don't make me laugh. Do you really think I would let you do it a second time? Adelaide, you're alive? What happened to you? I ask carefully, slowly reaching out with my senses. Is some of the rock got in her and that had magic healing ability? Fuck, I see. The only way we'll know if we find this out. Let's stop interrupting myself. Slowly reaching out with my senses, I can tell that something is horribly wrong with the girl in front of me. Like her very self has been distorted into something different, something unstable. What happened to me? Her voice grows ice cold and her eyes pierce through me. You actually dare ask me that question? I tighten the grip on my sword. As the pitch of her voice rises in anger, I can feel it come to life and twirl around inside her. You killed me, Elena. That is what happened. An ominous wind blows against my face and the tension in the air rises, but before I can do anything, I see someone stepping in before me, sword in hand. What, you're going to defend her? Gavin doesn't answer. He is facing her straight on without a word, his eyes staring firmly into hers. Gavin, I'm going to warn you, this could be your demise. What a joke. Maybe you should direct your attention elsewhere. Gavin, look out! Just for effect, we'll do that sword thing twice. Coming out of nowhere, a shining blade cuts through the air and towards me and him. I quickly jump back and Gavin just manages to notice the attack and dodge to the side. I hear their swords clash as he parries the attack. There is one more. He winces as he steps back to create a distance between him and the assailant. There is a cut on his left arm right below his shoulder. You're shitting me, really? How did she survive? Did we leave her dying or did we kill her? Tobias shot her. How is she still alive? The newcomer charges forward again, and as she leaves the shadows, I recognise her face. It's the female soldier from that day. I was fighting her when Gavin appeared to cut her down. What is this? She was supposed to be dead, just like Adelaide. No, there is no way she could have survived Gavin's attack. The sword had gone right through her body. She lunges out again, but Gavin stays in the defensive, luring her away from us. Lena, don't worry about me. I'll take care of this one. You just focus on Adelaide. Oh, God. Oh, this is going to end terribly. His sharp commands makes me pull myself together again, and I turn attention back towards Adelaide. He's right, I have to take care of her. No matter what the reason for this is, I have to finish this now. Good, I want you for myself. I kick off the ground and charge forward, sword raised. One cut should be enough if I'm fast enough. But Adelaide steps back and swings her left arm as if she's throwing something. A large piece of rock comes flying at me from the left. I quickly spin around and attempt to stop it, but the rock smashes at my left shoulder and throws me off course. She doesn't have earth powers, does she? Oh, of everything she's learned, Let's stop. Might not be that. I slide to the side, my shoulder numb by the impact. Despite that, I quickly return my focus to Adelaide. Our distance to Gavin and his enemy has grown. A few steps behind me, the ground comes to a halt with a steep slope down to another mountain trail several meters below. Don't think I don't have a few tricks up my sleeve. Even a would-be Templar like you can scare me now. I assume that means can't. Stop this, Adelaide. You don't have to do this. I surprise myself at these words. I shouldn't be talking to her at all. Instead, I should be focusing on my next chance for attack. The sooner the better, and I can't help but want to stop her if possible. That day, I just don't want to have to do that again. Are you really stupid enough to believe that? She yells back at me with a restraint. The air around her vibrates in anger. I missed that. Vibrates with her anger. You really believe that I have a choice? A choice for what? Look at me. I can't go home. I could never go back. Her voice grows desperate. Even from this distance, I can see the dark purple glow in her eyes, which makes her look so different from before. You killed me, Lena. There is nothing for me. If I go with you, I die. If I go home, I die. Her words trail off, and then she laughs. I have nothing, yet everything, and with it, I will make you pay. I will make these nightmares yours. Adelaide advances. I'm surprised to see her charge directly towards me. A short blade is in her hand. Does she really intend to face me head-on? There has to be a trick. I raise my sword to defend against her attack, planning to get close enough for the finishing blow this way. She's surprisingly fast. The blade cuts through the air and bounces off my sword. I take another step back. Don't tell me you've grown soft all of a sudden. She stabs the blade towards my shoulder, but I quickly dodge it by stepping to the side and readies attack of my own. But in that moment, I feel the ground disappearing beneath my feet. What? I'm still a few steps away from the edge of the cliff, but it is as if the solid rock beneath me has suddenly given up and crumbled. I lose my footing, unable to find any stable piece of land to stand, and soon find myself sliding the cliffside along with the rubble. I land on the trail below without serious damage, apart from the stinging pain in my arm. Just a scrape, it shouldn't slow me down too much. Quickly, I regain my footing and look up. Adelaide is up there, looking back down at me. I have to pull myself together. Come on, Simba, help me, damn you! No? Fine, I'll do this on myself. If she can do tricks like these, then I have to go all out as well. In theory, everything around us can be a tool for her in combat, so I can't have doubts. Then suddenly something charges. I see her hesitate and look away from me on something on the path above I can't see. Did something happen up there? But before I can find out what it is, she spins around and retreats. She's getting away! I gather my strength and run along the path that I am on, following her direction. Further up, it is blocked by what must have been a landslide. Quickly, I scale the rocky cliffside through a few jumps and get back onto the same level as my target. She has already disappeared out of sight, fleeing in between the cliffs. I can feel a faint trace of her distorted aura in the air and head off on my chase. I head further upwards, zigzagging through the rough terrain. It's getting stronger. The distorted tension in the air suddenly grows in strength. Soon I can feel it even without really trying. And I get a bad premonition. Another ridge of cliffs is above me. The air is heavy. Something is on the other side. Carefully, I climb the cliffs and leap down on the other side. Shit. That's bad, isn't it? That's very bad. I find myself in what would be familiar surroundings. It is the small valley of the cliffs, a natural bowl in the side of the mountains with a great heart placed at the far end. But the air here is different. It is like what I felt flowing from Adelaide, just much stronger. Destroyed. That's right, I destroyed the heart that day. When Adelaide attacked me using its powers, I struck the cliff and knocked off large pieces of stone. There is a hole in the heart now. A few pieces are still spread on the ground beneath it. But that is not all. The stone is no longer emitting a faint blue light. It is now surrounded by a swirling, sick-looking dark purple glow. I'm not sure about sick-looking. I've always been a bit of a fan of purple myself. The dark and light twists around in bursts as if it were angry itself. Adelaide isn't here. I was led astray by the aura of this stone and lost her trail, but I can't help standing there staring at the stone. I have a creeping feeling of why the mountain felt so cold and empty on my way up here. I've never heard of something like this happen before. Aaron, I have to ask him what this means. The pressure in the air is giving me a headache, so I finally decide to turn back. I should find the others. Come on, Gavin. Gavin! He is still alive. Is he wounded? Are his eyes purple? No. Fine, normal is normal. I soon see him standing in the dark as I head back down the mountain. I quickly run down there while keeping a watchful eye on my surroundings. Are you alright? Lena, did you get Adelaide? No, she managed to escape again. So wait! She was like, "You will pay!" and then ran away. Uh-huh. I bite my lip in regret. I see, I lost mine as well. She turned tail and fled. Gavin sheathes his sword, signalling the end of today's battle. If someone runs away, that means you win. Not just... whatever. We can't pursue them anymore today. Let us head back. Not until then I realised that Gavin isn't alone. Simon, you're here too? Yes, Erin said she had seen you and Gavin head up here, so I went to look for you. It seems it was a bit late, though. Our unexpected prey made a run for it. And they spent all that time together and, like, weren't killing each other? I'm proud, guys. Well done. Well done. Well done. I'm proud of you. I see. Adelaide must have fled when Simon arrived. I must say, it is quite an unpleasant surprise to see that she is still active. Something happened that day, I know it. When I fought Adelaide, it all went horribly wrong. So I guess we now know why Tobias couldn't find her. Simon sighs deeply. Alright, that means we're not done here yet. I think something is terribly wrong with her. I could feel it in the air around her. shouldn't have been able to survive that either way. She has been corrupted? His expression turned severe. I know what he's thinking of. I remember hearing about it during training. That could be. Then we have to be very careful. Someone like that isn't just like any normal opponent. And I was being soft on them and they still didn't die. It can't be that bad. Someone with a high level of rampant magical energy inside them turns corrupted. That is what could happen to Adelaide after she was pierced with part of the heart. I'm surprised that something like that could actually happen. The town is quiet when we return. Most people are likely asleep. It's been a while since the sun went down. No, it hasn't. We should sleep on this. There is nothing more we can do tonight. Get some rest and then we will consider our next move tomorrow. Simon says this, mostly directed at me, ignoring Gavin as usual. We both just nod in agreement and Gavin is the first to leave. Before I part ways with Simon in front of the inn, someone appears in the door. Lena... Simon. I turn around and see Mary watching us with a worried expression. Something happened, didn't it? Simon hesitates. I can tell he's not fond of letting the townspeople in on this, but it's obvious that Mary knows something isn't right. Simon, for the good of yourself, just fucking tell her. Simon, we can tell her. Yes, I know, I'm sorry, Mary, but things are not over yet. We will be staying for a little longer. She nods, her expression is serious and reliable. Reliable? Oh, I see. Please let us know if we can be of any help. We will. I part ways with the two of them and head back towards the lonely cottage in the forest. I enter while making as little noise as possible and head directly to my room where I lie down on the bed and staring at the ceiling. Adelaide wants revenge. She obviously went after me and no one else. It's not hard to understand. I move my hand to my chest, remembering the sting I felt when she screamed those words at me. You killed me. The same words as that day. Why is this? I'm a soldier. This is what I do. Why does it suddenly bother me so? What? Why did it have to be her? With a sigh, I roll over on the bed and bury my face in the pillow. Enough. No more today. I just want to sleep. Good fucking help Simba was through all of that, bastard. Ha! Ha. Exhausted, Adelaide leans up against a rock to catch her breath. She got away, but only just barely. Damn that woman. She curses under her breath, but just as she starts to relax, she is alarmed by the sound of footsteps coming up the trail. A young girl slowly ascends the trail leading into the mountain. She bears no weapons or protection. She is all alone. The girl stops as she notices Adelaide on the trail ahead of her. Who are you? Are you the witch? There is no compassion or hostility in the girl's voice. She just watches Adelaide indifferently. I'm not a witch. Adelaide's anger flares up and fills the air with tension. Erin winces only slightly. Go away. Get back to your stupid little town or I... You're the one Lena talked about. I wanted to talk to you. Lena? Adelaide stops at the mention of this name, then her anger only grows. She shivers at the sensation of the unfamiliar rage flowing through her dark, boiling blood. Go away. Huh? Erin steps back a little as she notices how the air changes around her. Then her eyes widen as she notices Adelaide's shadow. It looks like it's contorting, moving slightly on its own. Then a strong gust of wind blows against her face and she closes her eyes while holding her arms up in front of her face to shield herself. No, what are you? But before she can finish her sentence, a strange darkness overcomes her from all sides, completely blocking out her vision. Uh-oh. Erin, why did you have to go and do something as stupid as that? Like, was that really worth it? Really? Oh, well, balls to planning. As soon as we hear about this, I imagine we're going to go just balls in first, one would imagine.